As I approach the podium in an ill-fitting suit that I borrowed from my cousin, I felt a rush of panic at the thought of giving a speech in front of all my family, friends, and faculty. Now introducing our third speaker for our sixth grade graduation ceremony. Please give a round of applause for Mr. Jae Jun Shin. The auditorium filled with applause. But all I can see was the room's collective gaze asking me without a voice, how is this immigrant boy going to deliver a speech in English? Surprisingly, this feeling has never dissipated. And as I am delivering this speech in front of my family, friends, and the English department, I still feel that piercing gaze. I know I shouldn't feel this way because not a lot of people know that I am an immigrant. Yet the expectation that the cards are stacked against me still exists to this day. How are you going to succeed in the number one public university in the world? How will you major in English when you know that you don't have a talent in writing? How will you make a difference in the United States if you do not have your citizenship? How are you going to feed yourself by majoring in English? Can you even make a difference with that degree? These questions haunt me. And these are questions that may haunt you as well. Whenever I approach this question, I feel like I'm facing an insurmountable enemy constantly chasing me down. When you manage to overcome one of these expectations, two more seems to spring up. In moments like these, I often wonder, what if I am talentless? What if my underdog story, I never overcome the odds? What if my story is a tragedy, a story of a hero who fails to rise to the occasion? These thoughts are scary. But what do all of them sound like? Don't these thoughts remind you of a literary element that draws you into a particular story? For me, these thoughts remind me of conflict. And as all English majors should know, a story without a conflict is a boring one. We pick up an underdog story for the cathartic ending where the protagonist overcomes impossible odds. But what keeps us invested in that story is the tension that comes from the protagonist risking it all for an extraordinary opportunity. We are that protagonist, and at the same time, we are that story. The world views us with the expectations that we will fail. But ironically, it is this very perception that makes our story interesting and worthwhile to tell. With this mindset, these questions that give us anxiety becomes the best opportunities for us to tell our remarkable stories. Keep and acknowledge these anxious thoughts because they are what drives our story into a particular conclusion. Yes, it is possible that we might not end up where we expect. But the journey that took us there is what builds our character and defines us as who we are. Acknowledge that piercing gaze that tells you that you are not good enough, because that is the signal that our story has only begun. English majors get a bad rep from our fellow students who believe that this degree cannot get you a job or train you for the real world. Whether this sentiment is true or not, it fills me with dread knowing that this may be possible. However, I'm also excited to know that I'll begin to figure out how my skills in English can translate into unlikely spaces and what opportunities await me there. I am terrified, knowing that people are calling the road that I've taken barren and dangerous. But it is for this very reason that I want to take it and see where it will lead me. As a student and a former worker of the English department, I had the chance to interact with my students, staff, and faculty, all uniquely inspired by literature. Whether it be Professor Stephen Goldsmith talking about how Samson Agonistes represents a particular type of revolt, or Katie, the former undergraduate advisor, consoling me about my frustrations about modernist literature, or even y'all, who has the most wackiest but the most exciting interpretations of a literary work. Everyone here wholly seems to embody and love literature. But if one's life mimics the elements of literature through conflict, then there shouldn't be a problem loving yourself as much as you love Paradise Lost, Mouse, The Sympathizer, Hamlet, and Dorian Gray. Your life is a literature. And we need to appreciate not just the good, but also the bad that spurs from our journey forward. Therefore, in the face of anxiety and excitement that comes with commencement, I am excited to see all of you continue writing the most astounding piece of literature in the world, your story. My literature is built on so many people helping me in that journey. I'd like to thank my mom, my brothers, Pastor Wu, and all of you who have made this part of the journey so interesting. So, how is an immigrant going to deliver a speech in English? 안녕하세요. Parents, faculty, and staff. My name is Jae-jun Shin. I am one piece of a great collection of stories you will celebrate today. Welcome to this great library. Welcome to UC Berkeley, and welcome to the commencement of class of 2021. Thank you.